1, 2, 3.
Welcome back, my little spoons. I just wanted to do a mini video to show you how I harvest my parsley for the season and how I dry it so I can have dry parsley shake to cook with in the winter. I should have done this about a few weeks ago. This is really getting out of hand. I think now's the time. I may only get 2 harvests from this, but yeah, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it. To start the process, you're going to pull back all the parsley leaves to reveal the base of the plant. Then you're going to kind of measure 8 to 10 inches above the ground and begin chopping. The measurement doesn't have to be exact. It's basically cutting above the new growth coming through. This is going to be your next generation of parsley plant, and this is what's going to help you get that second harvest. As you can see here, we have a lot of new growth, and in about 3 to 4 weeks, you'll be able to do a second harvest. Now that we've harvested that, I'm going to show you what to do next. One of the first things you're going to do is you're going to fill your sink with the coldest tap water you can. Of course, this comes after disinfecting the sink. I usually do that with a little bit of a bleach wash and boiling water as well. Once you have the water flowing, I like to throw bunches of parsley in there. Don't be afraid to throw all the parsley in there because we will be sorting through this. I like to fill the water high enough where the parsley becomes fully submerged. As it's filling, I like to break up the leaves and stems, kind of start that process of getting the dirt, bugs, and any debris off of the leaves, and just kind of work through it to make sure I don't miss anything. Now that we have submerged all the parsley and worked the water through, we are moving on to the next step, which is de-stemming the parsley. You also do not necessarily have to de-stem the parsley. This is just something I do, so I just have the collection of leaves that I will end up drying. I would be lying to say this doesn't take forever. It truly does, but it's a good way to do quality control on your harvest. As you can see, we have what's left over in the water, which is dirt, some bugs, some old leaves. I would just like to say I also don't use any other chemicals to clean my herbs before I dry them because I don't use pesticides. So basically everything that's in this water is organic and technically okay to ingest. Obviously we don't want to ingest bugs, so that's why we do these rinses. Okay, so now that we are done the first rinse, we're going to drain, rinse the sink, and fill it again with the coolest tap water that we have. And then we're going to put the parsley we just went through back in the water to do our second rinse. Now Now that you have successfully washed the parsley a second time, you're going to grab a salad spinner or a strainer, and you're going to grab handfuls of the parsley and you're going to try and get it as dry as possible. Also, it is okay if you do not own a salad spinner. You can just use a strainer, shake out as much water as you can, and then lay it out on paper towels or dishcloths or even baking trays until it naturally air dries. Once you are done going through all the parsley, we're going to do one more round of putting the parsley through a salad spin before the next step. Once the parsley is as clean as we can get it and as dry as we can get it, we're going to place a handful of parsley into a large paper bag. It also has to be a paper bag so I can get the proper airflow to prevent mold from growing on the parsley, as well as protecting it from the elements such as dust, bugs, and in my case, cat hair, because I got 4 little ones at home. But it's the only way that it will ensure that it's protected. Also, you only want to fill about 1/4 of the bag with your parsley. Next, you're going to fold the edge over twice to make sure that nothing can get in and to make sure that the parsley cannot fall out of the bag. Next, you're going to leave the bags laying on their side, and about once a day for the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're just going to give it a shake to ensure that the airflow is drying the parsley. And look what we have here, movie magic. This is 3 weeks after we cut the parsley plants. You could actually harvest this right now. You could wait another 2 weeks to have a little bit more of an abundant harvest. I'm probably gonna give this a few more weeks and then I'm gonna do this process all over again. I'm hoping that I could probably get 3 harvests this year. Now that this batch of parsley is dry, it has been about 3 weeks, I open the bag and I put it out on a baking sheet just so I can inspect for any imperfections or mold or anything that I've missed in the process, and to ensure every leaf is dry. I usually do a crunch test. If it crunches in your hand and breaks up easily, it is ready for the next step. Next, I like to grab a food processor or a blender because I really want to get this parsley into a shake format, essentially. And the one thing you really have to be careful if you are going to wash your blender or food processor, please make sure it is dried thoroughly, because you're just gonna have like a wet mess, essentially, if it's not. So once it's in, I like to start the food processor on low and then work my way up to a higher processing power. And I just keep going until I get it to the consistency that I like. And it's just that simple. This is about 1 bag of dried parsley. Also, this is the consistency I like. You could still blend it down to a fine powder if you'd like. Thank you, my little spoons, for lasting this long in the video. I just would like to say you don't have to do it this way. You can also dry it in your oven. Same thing, wash, dry, pick the stems off, but that's another way to do it. I just do it this way because I have so much parsley to dry that it's just easier for me to throw it in bags and monitor it for a few weeks. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoyed the style of this episode. It's the first time with me doing more of a vlog voiceover style, so if you like it, comment below. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'm really trying to get different types of content out there for you. And with that said, thank you, and parsley. See ya.
My heart is